Hello everyone, welcome to my political journalism news channel. The story for today is: the US president has announced he will personally sanction the Russian president amid a cascade of condemnation from the highest levels over Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. The Biden administration announced Friday that it will move to freeze the assets of President Vladimir Putin and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, following the European Union (EU) and Britain indirectly sanctioning top Russian leadership. The Treasury Department announced the sanctions shortly after the EU said it had also approved an asset freeze against Mr. Putin and Mr. Lavrov as part of a broader package of sanctions against Russia for the invasion of Ukraine. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson also told NATO leaders during a call Friday that Britain would move to impose sanctions against Mr. Putin and Mr. Lavrov. It wasn't immediately clear how impactful an asset freeze would be on Mr. Putin or Mr. Lavrov, but the direct action targeting the Russian president was meant to be seen as a warning to Mr. Putin that he could emerge as an international pariah if he doesn't end the invasion of Ukraine. It comes after the EU's unanimous decision to sanction Mr. Putin, which was part of a broader sanctions package, indicated that Western powers are moving toward unprecedented measures to try to force Putin to stop the brutal invasion of Russia's neighbor and from unleashing a major war in Europe. Latvian Foreign Minister Edgars Rinkevics tweeted that the 27-nation bloc's foreign ministers adopted the sanctions package and the asset freeze includes President of Russia and its foreign minister. Austrian Foreign Minister Alexander Schallenberg said the move would be a unique step in history toward a nuclear power, a country that has a permanent seat on the Security Council, but also shows how united we are. It was unclear what the practical impact on the two men would be and how important their assets in the EU were. The UK has also confirmed fresh sanctions on Putin, with Boris Johnson tweeting he urged NATO leaders to take immediate action against SWIFT to inflict maximum pain. An equally big move would be to ban Putin and Lavrov from EU travel, but overnight, EU leaders made it clear that would be off the table for now, if only since it might complicate diplomatic moves once all sides get around the negotiating table. EU ministers have said that even further sanctions were still possible, including booting Russia off SWIFT, the dominant system for global financial transactions. The debate about SWIFT is not off the table, it will continue, Luxembourg Foreign Minister Jean Asselborn said. Admonishing Russia further, the Council of Europe suspended Russia from the continent's foremost human rights organization. The 47-nation council said Russia remained a member and continued to be bound by the relevant human rights conventions. Undeterred in the game of punitive sanctions, Russia started its own tit-for-tat measures, banning British flights to and over its territory in retaliation to a similar UK ban on Aeroflot flights. Russian authorities also announced the partial restriction of access to Facebook after the social media network limited the accounts of several Kremlin-backed media. Russian state communications watchdog Roskomnadzor said it demanded that Facebook lift the restrictions it placed Thursday on state news agency RIA Novosti, state TV channel Zvezda, and pro-Kremlin news sites Lenta. Ruan Gazeta, RU, as Russian bombs and troops pounded Ukraine during the invasion's first full day, world leaders began to fine-tune a response meant to punish the Russian economy and its leaders, including President Putin's inner circle. While there's an acute awareness that a military intervention is unlikely, for now, the strength, unity and speed of the financial sanctions, with the striking exception of China, a strong Russian supporter, signal a growing global determination to make Moscow reconsider its attack. French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire said Friday that France and its European allies are determined to inflict great damage on Russian economy and punish Russia for the foolish decisions of Vladimir Putin with massive and immediate sanctions. We want to isolate Russia financially, Le Maire said. We want to cut all ties between Russia and the global financial system. We will dry up the financing of the Russian economy. France and its allies have decided to further sanction individuals, as well as impose penalties targeting finance, energy and other sectors, French President Emmanuel Macron said Friday. The legal texts for the sanctions will be finalized and submitted for approval to EU foreign ministers later on Friday. Macron also said that the EU has decided on economic aid for Ukraine in the unprecedented amount of €5 billion, $2.3 billion. Russia's Civil Aviation Authority has banned UK flights to and over Russia in retaliation to the British ban on Aeroflot flights. Rosaviatsia said that all flights by UK carriers to Russia as well as transit flights are banned starting Friday. It said the measure was taken in response to the unfriendly decisions by the British authorities who banned flights to the UK by the Russian flag carrier Aeroflot as part of sanctions over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Countries in Asia and the Pacific have joined the United States, the 27-nation European Union and others in the West in piling on punitive measures against Russian banks and leading companies. The nations have also set up export controls aimed at starving Russia's industries and military of semiconductors and other high-tech products. Japan must clearly show its position that we will never tolerate any attempt to change the status quo by force, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida told reporters Friday while announcing new punitive measures that included freezing the visas and assets of Russian groups, banks and individuals, and the suspension of shipments of semiconductors and other restricted goods to Russian military-linked organizations. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is an extremely grave development that affects the international order, not only for Europe but also for Asia, Kishida said. That is all for today news. Thank you for watching to my channel. Please be sure to leave your comment and subscribe below for more news update.